Welcome to morning yoga. We are going to use the playlist, even though it's not Friday, but I guess if you're watching the replay, it doesn't matter what day it is, but it's Friday AM Flow 22-100. So you can cue that up, and then we'll press play in 3, 2, 1, play, and then we'll head over to the yoga mat, starting in a tabletop position. Start with those hip circles. And if you want invitation to flip the fingers back, depending how warm you already feel, if you're not feeling warm enough for that yet, skip it. And then maybe the fingertips turned out as you switch the direction of your hips. As you arrive here, can you find your breath? Fingertips forward, come through the center, 3 times cat-cow. Does not need to be a big one. Just find a little bit of that movement, a little bit of that ripple through the spine, and can you match your breath to the curve? Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Last one. Really let your head hang down as you find that cat pose. Through the center, you'll take your left hand towards the center of the mat, or you can keep it out to the side, whatever feels best for you. And it's just going to be a teaser. Inhale, right arm towards the sky. And we're not going into the shoulder stretch. 3 times, we're just going to dive under. Threading of the needle, little tease, inhale up. So just helping to warm up, turn on the muscles in the arms. Exhale, dive under. The last one. Inhale up. Plant that hand, child's pose, option to take tented fingertips. Last breath. Empty out completely. Inhale, tabletop, heading to the other side. So left arm towards the sky. Exhale, thread the needle, a little bit of a teaser. Inhale up. Exhale, turning on the side body. Inhale up. Tabletop, child's pose. This time flip the palms up. So you're finding that gentle, easeful external rotation for the upper arms. Let your forehead rest to the mat. One more full round of breath here, all the way in, all the way out. Flip the palms down, inhale, tabletop. And you're going to take the knee out, right knee out to the side, big knee circles. If the wrists are sensitive, come up onto the knuckles. So we're turning on the outer hip here. 3, 2, 1. Other side, left leg. And make sure not to let the head drop here. So there's a tendency to put all the focus into the lower legs and let the head drop like this. But can you press your back of your head towards the ceiling? That's helping to activate the upper core, bringing that plank-like quality all the way from the tailbone to the top of the head. Finding that isolation for the leg as you work your core. 3, 2, 1. Other side. So this time you're going to switch it up. There's usually, you're going the other direction with your circle, so there's usually one direction that feels easier. You're going to do the more difficult version. You might feel a little burn. 3, 2, turning things on. 1. This time kick that foot towards the sky. Bend and straighten. 3, 2, 1. Stick those toes towards the back of the mat. You're in a 3-legged tabletop around an arch. Find that cat-cow here. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Last one. Bring neutral spine and then kick that foot back up to the sky. Cross it behind. 2, 1. This time bring knee to elbow. 3, 2, 1. Kick it back up, cross it behind, and find that eagle baby. So draw the hips back. Quick little reset here. And then inhale forward, unwind the legs. Coming to the left side. So you're finding that direction, other direction. If you aren't sure which direction feels a little bit more challenging, do that direction. 3, 2. It's a lot of work. 1. Kick that left foot towards the sky and then bend and straighten the leg. 3, 2, 1. Toes to the mat, 3-legged tabletop, and then find your rounding, your breathing, cat-cow. Last one. Neutral spine, kick left foot to the sky, tap that knee behind. 3, 2, cross the legs. 1, kick it back up, knee to elbow. 3, working everything. 2, 1, kick that foot back up, cross the leg behind, draw the hips back. Find that child's pose quality here. Can you connect with your breath? Inhale forward, unwind the legs. Child's pose or downward dog. Most important part of this shape is finding a long spine. Option to bend one knee and then the other if you're in your downward dog. And then meeting in child's pose. Option to move the shoulders around a little bit. You can find those shoulder circles or swim one shoulder back and then the other. Inhale, tabletop, stick that right foot, stamp it back to the sky, and then toes to the mat. Spin to your side plank variation. So the back foot spins all the way down, parallel to the back of the mat. Seal it up. And then just like we did earlier, top hand towards the sky, and then just tease that threading of the needle under, back up. 2. Inhale up, last one. Top arm towards the sky, and now take your top arm towards the top of the mat. Find that side angle quality. Pause there, or hover your leg at the height of the hip. Find your balance. If you want, grab the foot for the quad stretch. Really squeeze the glute if you want to feel that stretch for the quad. If you have the foot, go ahead and release it. And then knee to elbow 3 times, side crunch. 3, 2, 1. Reach it long and then step that right foot forward. We're going to come to warrior 1. So you spin that back foot down, 45-degree angle. Feet are off the balance beam. Hips are low. Heart is high. And then find your fist packet. Draw the elbows back. Inhale, hands to the sky. Goalpost arms. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, goalpost. Inhale up. Last one. Inhale up. This time, hands to your heart. Pop the back heel up so it's that high crescent. And then come to your runner's lunge, easy twist. Left hand to the earth, right hand to the sky. You can use a block under that left hand. And then what happens to your hips when you find a twist? Do the hips kind of go off center? See if you can really scoop the hips under you. Might feel like a little bit of work right in that side of the hip that we were working earlier as you stamp the front foot into the earth. Both hands to the earth. 3-legged plank or 3-legged dog. Right foot steps to the top of the mat. Left foot top of the mat. Use the blocks if you need them. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Coming all the way up to standing. 5. Take your time to get there. Tadasana mountain pose. 3, 2, 1. Arms float up to your heart, to your sides. Inhale, sweep it up. This time, interlace the fingers. Find that little cradle for the back of the head. Baby back bend. Turn on the legs. If you had a block between the legs, it's like you're squeezing that block. Arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step it back, downward dog, vinyasa, or meet in child's pose. Can you find that priority of the length in your spine? Opening up energy channels throughout the body, up and down the spine. Last breath. If you're in downward dog, we're meeting in tabletop. If you're in child's pose, meeting in tabletop. Inhale. Stamp the left foot to the sky. Kick those toes back down. Side plank variation. So you're going to spin that back foot so it's parallel with the back of the mat. Find your balance. So sometimes I see people pop the foot up, but see if you can really seal the outer edge of the foot down. Top arm to the sky, and then 3 times find that threading of the needle. 3. Yep, you got it. 2. Last one. Pause. Option to take top arm long towards the top of the mat. And if you want a little bit more of a challenge, hover that leg for the balance. Option to grab the foot for the quad stretch. If you're having a hard time balancing, press the lower leg into the earth. Lots of energy through the shin or the ball of the foot, whatever's touching. Release that foot, everything's long, and then 3 times, knee to elbow. Last one. Step the left foot forward, warrior 1. Back foot goes to a 45-degree angle. Your feet are off the balance beam. Sit low and then out on your arms. Take that clasp hands at the low back and then draw the elbows back. If it's easy for you to straighten out the arms, go ahead. Inhale, hands to the sky. Goalpost arms, open up the chest, open up your heart. Inhale. Exhale, open. Inhale up. Last one, open. Inhale up, hands to your heart. Pop that back heel up, and then find your easy twist. Right hand to the earth, left hand to the sky, and then already did your hips shift over to the left, scoop them under, sit low. Turn on that outer hip, helping to stabilize. Power up the back leg, super straight. Hands to the earth, three-legged dog. Last breath. Step your left foot top of the mat, right foot top of the mat. Halfway lift. Standing all the way up. Can you really round the spine here? Tuck the tail. Your head is the last thing to come up. Arms float up, hands to your heart, hands to your sides, and then 3 times shoulder circles. Releasing stress, tension, tightness, hardness. Turn on the legs. Open everything up. Yeah, and if you like the neck traction, go for it. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, ripple out through the spine. Plant the hands, high plank. And drop the knees 3 times, half chaturanga, yogi push-up. High plank, straighten the legs. And then lower your body to the earth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, baby cobra. Exhale down, baby cobra. Last one. Never anything to rush to keep up with. Your breath, your pace, child's pose. Option to shift the hips side to side here. Just a little wiggle. Moving that femur bone within the hip joint. And then slowly snake yourself forward to Sphinx pose. Prop yourself up on the forearms. And then you'll round into yourself, pick up the belly. So find that cat-cow action here. Inhale, heart forward. Can you really press your hands into the earth? Exhale, round. Inhale up. So there's that rotation happening for the forearm. Exhale. 2 more. This time, tuck the toes, forearm plank. And then you can keep your feet where they are. We're going to come onto the right forearm. So turn that right forearm parallel to the top of the mat and then come to the inside edge of the left foot, outside edge of the right foot, side plank. Side forearm plank. 3 times, lower the hips and lift them. Touch down, back up, and then we're heading to the other side. The left hand can reach all the way up to the sky, and then shift your weight. You can keep those feet wide. Find that full body quality here, fully present. And then lower 3 times to the earth and back up. Inhale. The last one. Option to reach that right arm up, a little distraction. Come back, forearm plank. And then just a little distraction. It's like a plank mountain climber. Just tap one knee to the earth and then the other, walk it out. 3, 2, 1. Come back to your Sphinx pose. And 5 times round back in again. It's okay if the hips lift. Inhale up. Exhale round. 3 more. Last one. Child's pose. Bring the knees wide. Press yourself back. Tented fingertips if you like that. Slowly come to a seat. Grab one of your blocks. And we're finding Navasana, boat pose. So you're taking your block, have it handy. A couple different variations of your boat pose. So find the one that you like. Feet either on the earth or legs hovering. And then take your block and you're going to do a figure 8. So under one leg and then the other. And that long spine. And if you want to hover both legs, you're still here, figure 8. Can you find your breath? Maybe then you can go the other direction. It might be the awkward direction. Our body tends to go towards those pathways that are familiar, which is by design. So thank you, body, for knowing how to make things easy, easeful. 3, 2, 1. Block into both hands, straighten out the legs, sit up tall. Paschimottanasana, exhale, forward fold. If you can reach the block in front of the feet, if you have that flexibility, reach the block in front of the feet and then grab the block for a deeper stretch. Otherwise, let your hands rest on the shins. Find the long spine. If you need to have the knees bent for this, if the hamstrings or low back is tight, remember priority. If the priority is lengthening your spine, what do you need to do to make that happen? Inhale back up, block out of the way. And then slowly roll all the way down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms overhead. Exhale, hands at your sides. 2 more like that. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, palms to the earth. Last one. I'm not sure what I was just doing with my legs. You can have the knees bent or legs long. And then now plant the feet, grab your block. We're going to do a couple more, a little bit more ab core work. So you'll take the block between the knees, reverse tabletop. And you can snuggle your hands under the hips, under your seat, and then toe taps. Here is in the way, so I'm just going to try to adjust this. So and if it's too much to tap the toes all the way down, just 2 inches away and then back up. Two more. Now grab the block, reach up overhead, and then this time press the block in front of the knees. And you'll take one hand to the block and it's opposite leg, opposite arm. So you're pressing the block into the thigh, right above the knee. It's a lot of work. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Find that length, back in. It's almost like that tabletop on the ceiling. And again, you can just do 2 inches and you're still working. The leg doesn't have to go all the way long. Meet yourself where you are. And even if it's just the arm, still working. Couple more. Okay, block between the knees or the thighs, plant the feet. Option to grab side edges of the mat. Sometimes it's nice to just feel where the mat is and then center the body. And then before we go up into our half bridge, just a couple times finding that reclined cat-cow. If you want to add on the arms, you can. Otherwise, you're just tilting the pelvis forward and back. Inhale, find that reclined cat-cow here. Two more. Follow your breath. Okay, and then now the feet are in that parallel number 11 shape. Inhale, lift the hips. Pause. Squeeze the block. Press the bottoms of your feet into the earth. And then imagine there's something really heavy, something weighted on the front of the hips. Can you lift that up, up, up? And press your triceps into the earth. Press your hands into the earth. Working the hamstrings, glutes, backs to legs. Relax your throat. Two more breaths. Slowly roll down. Take your time. Slow motion. Upper spine, mid spine, low back. Remove the block. Option to rock out the pelvis or bring the knees in. Maybe rock side to side. Whatever low back release you like. Oh, and if you're just joining us, so happy you're here. Just make sure you've warmed up a little bit and back off where you need to. We're going to come back to regular half bridge, no block this time. Inhale, exhale, lift the hips. This time, bring your feet and your knees together and then lift your left foot towards the sky. So we're just using one leg to lift the hips. Place that foot back down, right foot to the sky. Can you find that space, that relaxation for the front of the throat, your tongue? Switch. Last one, find your breath, switch. Both feet to the earth, find that hip distance, number 11. Lift both hips high, high, high. Press your arms, squeeze the glutes, and then slowly roll down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Option to rock out the pelvis or knees come in. And then this time, feet as wide as the mat. And just a couple times windshield wiper before we take a deeper twist. I'm going to take us into the twist, maybe a little bit of a different variation than you're used to. So just a couple more times, windshield wiper the legs, let gravity do the work. Back through the center, both knees in. And then with the knees glued together, find those knee circles just to get a nice massage for the low back. Pressure into the kidneys here. Use your arms, but relax your neck. Other direction. So the biceps can work independently of your upper traps. Couple more knee circles. And then this time through the center, and you're just going to lay all the way onto your left side. So the knees come over to the left. You can find a little pillow for the head, so we're not twisting yet. You can even put a block under your head, like a little pillow if that's comfortable, or fold up the arm. And then big sweeping arm circles. Open up the right side of the body. I hope you can't hear the construction vehicle or street sweeping or whatever it is outside my window. Inhale up, exhale around. Opening up that lat, the pec, everything we were warming up earlier. Now finding an opening. And then when you're ready, take the support from under the head out of the way so you can open up that arm, big windmill, and take yourself into the twist here. You can take your left hand across and rest it on that right thigh, or maybe it's a personal assist. Press the thigh away from you to find more length through the low back, QL. And if you want to add on your gaze, take your gaze over to the right. If you want a deeper stretch because you don't feel it, option to extend your top leg, right leg long, grab the outside edge of the foot. And then slowly roll back to your left side. So you're taking your torso up and over, and then you'll roll on one piece back onto the spine. This time knees come in, and we're taking the knees away from each other around and together. Other direction. Again, use the arms, but relax your throat and your neck. Prepare for the other side. Roll onto your right side. You can use the block under the head or just fold up the arm. And then find that big sweeping arm circle, top arm up and around. Really focus on opening up the shoulder before doing the twist. So it's going to help prepare you. Are you letting your breath be a part of the shape here? Last one. And then let that arm take you up and around. Remove the block or whatever you have under your head. And you can shift the torso to meet you in that twist. Right arm can come across and rest on that left thigh, top thigh. If you want a deeper stretch and you're not feeling it, option to extend that top leg long. You can always take a block between the legs or under both knees so that your legs are not hovering in space. So ideally you do want your legs touching something, that proprioception, to let your spine know that there is a limit so that you can release and relax into the shape rather than holding on and bracing to protect. Last breath. Slowly roll back onto your right side. Find that long spine and then everything back to the center. You can, again, feel the side edge of the mat so that you can center yourself, both knees in, and then just rock and roll. Get a little massage for the spine here. Come up to a seat, hands behind you. Fingertips are going to face back. Find that heart opener. Lots of cat-cow today. So round, it almost might feel like sinking in, which is fine. And then inhale, find the lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Arms can stay straight the whole time, or as you curve, you might like to find a little bend, also depending which direction the fingers are facing. So if you like to face the fingers forward, it is nice to find that bend at the elbows. Inhale up. No wrong way to face the hands. It's whatever works for your body shape. Last one. Inhale up. And then option to take reverse tabletop. Find your breath. Find equal footing. So right and left sides have equal weight. Last breath. Slowly lower the hips. Paschimottanasana, both legs long. If you need to have that bend of the knees, totally fine. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, sit tall, roll back to your spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant the feet. So you're in that half bridge prep. And then reverse tabletop, hands come down. Feet are going to come together, knees wide. So it's like a Badakanasana leg. Hands behind the head. And then you're crunching forward. Can you touch your elbows and your knees? Or just work towards that. Everything coming to the center. Working the lower abs. Three, 2, 1. Both knees come in. Find those knee circles away, around, and together. This time, both feet to the sky. And then you're going to reach one hand across. So it's a little bit of a twist, and then back. If you prefer to take a bicycle, go ahead. Finding those obliques. Back to the center, you're going to cross. Hands can stay behind the head. You're going to cross right leg in front of left. If you prefer to have your hands under the hips to support the low back, go ahead and do that. And then you'll lower the left leg, scoop it up. Exhale. 6, 5. Inhale down. Exhale up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch the cross. The left leg is in front. Exhale, lower. Right leg back up. Or sorry, inhale, lower. Exhale up. 4. Oh, I lost count. That was actually, no, 5, 4, 3, 2. Zip up the front body. Switch the cross of the legs. Switch the cross again. Switch. Okay, both knees into the chest. Release the arms. Option to keep knees together. Find that massage for the low back or whatever feels good. Other direction. Both feet to the sky, happy baby. Option to rock side to side. Back through the center, you're going to let your left foot go towards the earth. So it's a lunge on the ceiling with that right leg, half happy baby. So there's an external rotation. If you can grab outside the right edge of the foot, outer right foot, take the left hand across. Otherwise, excuse me, if it's too much to grab the foot, just wrap your right arm around the back of the leg. We're not going to use the strap, but if you have one and you know what to do, feel free. We won't be doing too much with the leg here, so. If you would like to extend left leg long, option to add that in. And what's happening with your neck? Can you unturtle, unshrug? So the shoulder blades are anchored into the body, but space to breathe here, open throat. Slowly, if that left leg is long, bend it. And we're going to meet both feet towards the sky. We'll roll out the ankles, roll out the wrists. Happy baby. Release the right foot to the earth and find your lunge with the left foot towards the sky. Option to wrap that right arm in front of the body, hug the thigh in. Anchor those shoulders back so you can find that freedom for your throat and your neck. And then if you want, option to extend right leg long. If you're taking the bear hug around the back of the thigh, keep that foot up high. So sometimes what happens if you're taking this version, if people let that foot drop, but that takes the stretch away. So keep that foot up towards the sky, just like your happy baby. And then lengthen your tailbone away from you. Like a lizard. Last breath. If the right leg's long, go ahead and bend it. Inhale, both feet towards the sky. Roll out the wrists, roll out the ankles. And then you'll plant your left foot to the earth. Right foot is up towards the sky, and then just roll out that one ankle, one direction. Getting a little bit of a hamstring stretch here, other direction. And then this time you're going to let the foot drop towards your seat. And then inhale, move it towards straight. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straight. Last one. Figure 4, fold that leg in front of the left knee. Take your right hand onto the right knee. So we're not threading the needle yet, just finding that figure 4 shape, and then add on cat-cow, a tilt of the pelvis. So this right hand on your right leg is helping to keep the legs still in space, and it's just your pelvis that's moving. That left foot is planted, a little bit of that massage along the sacrum. Freedom for the low back, freedom for the skull. Last one. Pause. So this might be enough of a stretch for you. If you want to add on, option to thread the needle, or maybe you just come halfway as if you are taking that left foot up against a wall in front of you. Otherwise, if you want to take your hands through the gap, it's the right arm through the gap, and then you can grab behind that left hamstring or in front of the left shin if you're folding that left leg bent, or maybe you're just taking that hamstring stretch on the left side. Keep the foot up. So find your version. If you're hanging out in the figure 4 and you feel a stretch, this is totally enough. I think this doesn't get enough credit as a hip stretch. I think most people just think of it as a preparation. But find where your body feels something and then pause there. When your body sends signals, are you listening? Slowly release the clasp, back through the center. Plant that right foot, and it's the left foot towards the sky. Find your single leg ankle circles. Other direction. Through the center, and then slowly let your foot drop towards your seat. Inhale towards straight. Find that hamstring stretch. Last one. Figure four. Left hand onto your left knee. Open things up and then add on the pelvic tilt, that cat-cow action. Are you breathing? Sometimes the left foot will have a mind of its own and go to sleep. Can you activate the foot, activate that lower leg to help protect the knee, not over tweaking or twisting the knee? 2 more. Through the center, find your stretch option to thread the needle. Left hand through the gap. Grab behind that right thigh or in front of the right shin if the knee is folded in. And then check in. What's happening with your throat and your neck? Are the upper traps holding on for dear life? Let them go. Let the shape find you. Last breath. Slowly release the legs, both feet to the sky. Roll out the ankles, roll out the wrists. Find your happy baby. Option to rock side to side. If you want to straighten one leg and then the other, go ahead. And then let your knees come back towards the chest. Rock and roll back up. We'll take a couple seated stretches here. So you'll tuck your, let's see, I'll mirror you, left leg behind you for a hamstring stretch. Inhale up, exhale, fold. Inhale, find that long spine. Exhale, fold. If you can grab the foot, go ahead. And then if it's possible, take your left hand, cross towards the outside edge of that right foot. And then your right hand will come next to that right hip to help propel your heart forward into the stretch. Rather than letting that long leg plop into the stretch, can you activate that right thigh? Pull the kneecap up. You might even need to bend the leg slightly to help activate the upper leg. And then inhale, slowly come up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Badakanasana. Flip that left leg around. Right leg meets it. Sit tall. Forward fold if you like that. Otherwise, stay tall or take the kickstand hands. And then we're heading to the other side. So flip that right leg behind you. Find your hamstring stretch. Find the long spine and then fold at the hips. Back up, inhale. Find some movement, exhale. And then adding on, if you want to grab the foot, go ahead, or you can take the right arm across, grab outside outer edge of the left foot. And then the left hand can come right next to the left hip to press your heart forward. A little bit of that kickstand action through the left hand. And then can you activate the left leg? Don't let it go to sleep. Slowly roll up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Swing that right leg around. Badakanasana. Just for one breath here. Anchor those shoulders down. Lift the heart. And then both legs long. Find that Upavishta. If the legs need to be bent, you can still activate, lift the heart here. And then find your stretch. You know where it is. Sometimes I like to use a block to just kind of rock into it. You can come through the center. You can rock side to side. Option to stay with the legs long for your side bend, or you can fold one leg in, whatever your favorite variation is. Switching whenever it feels good for you. And if you want to take that one leg folded behind like we just did, you can even see what it's like to find a side bend there, which would look like this. Depending which direction you set up the legs, it can really change the side of the hamstring, inner or outer portion that you feel in the stretch. Because it changes the tilt of the pelvis depending on how you have that back leg set up. So most people have a preference. Then you get to ask yourself, because there's no wrong way, are you moving towards your preference or away from it? Both are valid. Make sure you feel even on both sides. And then we'll just come back when you're ready, that Badakanasana, for just one breath to find length through the spine. So you're finding that, center channel of energy. Anchor the shoulders down. Find the opening for the front of your throat. Find an opening at your forehead. crown of the head, a lift of the lower belly, an opening at the bottoms of the feet. And then option to lay down for Shavasana, or if you are going to be active in mind, option to take a seated meditation for the closing. You can always use a block. I like to sometimes use a block under the hands even. So just allows for a little shelf so that the arms get to release and relax. And so the softening in your mind can happen while you're still using that strength through the body. If you are laying down and you would like an extended Shavasana, option to turn off your video or the recording. What does it feel like to breathe in the stillness? Then diving another layer deeper beyond sensation, beyond the feeling, letting yourself drop into awareness. Presence that's available no matter how you're feeling. And then we'll finish, allow your hands to rest on the upper chest with your fingertips just right underneath the collarbones. So you might notice that the belly is happy to breathe for you here. You can let that happen. And then are you giving your body permission to breathe up into the upper lobes of the lungs, that full range of breath? And sometimes take a little patience, a little bit of a waiting. Again, just meeting yourself. What do you need? Mudra, hands to your heart. Thank you.